Should make for some fairly high drama.
Detroit shooting their 7th free throw attempt here.
Yeah, they're up towards the bottom of the league there. Last season, they only shot about 70%.
And that just has to improve, guys. I mean, the free throw shooting is something that has to get better. You're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage when you shoot that poorly from the line.
Here's Cassell. He has 6. Garnett, the screen. Lock at 6. The dish to Iverson for 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
And the Pistons making a change here. Williams is checked in. Here's Snell. That one off the back iron and out. Pistons have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Iverson passes to Cassell. On the wing, Williams, defended by Dunleavy. Wallace kicks to Garnett, stolen by Noah. Snell dishes to Dunleavy. And the Bulls with another miss.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Williams comes in for Ben Wallace. Shaw subbed in for Cassell. Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups form in that series, but they were able to prevail.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He told Gasol that he wants their offense to run through him. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. Maybe making those early adjustments will give them time to judge their effectiveness by halftime. We'll soon find out, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris.
Boy, in that playoff series against the Bucks, the Bulls looked like they were primed for an upset as they started slowly, eventually pulled it together, and came in as the underdogs against the Cavs.
Williams passes to Garnett. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noah. Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. In the third spot, the Pistons.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks.
Mirotic is checked in for Mike Dunleavy. Detroit with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run.
And the Cavs knocked out the Bulls in 6 games. Bulls went up 2-1 in the series, but didn't have an answer for LeBron. Strong effort from the Bulls, though, but they just couldn't match the firepower of the Cavs.
Pistons have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Yeah, the Pistons ended last season with a record of 32-50. They played decently enough against the rest of the East and had 23 of their 32 wins against the Eastern Conference.
Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for the Bulls. Brooks comes in for Derrick Rose. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. Baylor, he's checked in for Iverson.
Pistons back on the floor. Elgin Baylor.
The dive for the ball. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noah. And Detroit last season against the East played well for stretches. They couldn't find that consistency to climb the ladder in the East.
And they had a lot of changes going on. Tons of transition for this group. But let's face it, they did play well down the stretch. A lot of wins against playoff teams from the East, and went 500 against Eastern playoff teams in their final 10 matchups. And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Butler goes in. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And you look at Joakim Noah, I mean, one of those hybrid talents. As a center, he gives you the rebounding, the shot blocking you want. But then he also has tremendous passing skills and instincts, and the energy of a mountain lion.
And going back to Joakim Noah, he really is a hybrid. He holds American, Swedish, and French citizenships. He's truly a man of the world, and he's worldly on the floor. He can guard and play a lot of different positions.
And Kevin, he looks like a man of the world. He has a unique style unto himself, but I'll take the versatility and the hustle he brings on my team any day. If he's healthy, he's a factor. You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Here is Shaw. On the wing, Williams uses the glass to finish the layup. Williams has got the lead up to 8 now for the Pistons.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing. He has gotten into a great rhythm here in this quarter, playing with just bundles of confidence.
Shaw passes to Williams. Johnson the screen. Williams kicks to Baylor. Some solid defense from Butler.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
Here's Mirotic. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. And it's 6 points for Nikola Mirotic.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Williams a screen. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation.
You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Williams, he's checked in for Williams. Jackson comes in for Reggie Williams. And Anthony subbed in for Shaw. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one's good by Baylor. Baylor's got 8 points. And going back to Jimmy Butler, there were just so many times when he was set up to fail. He was not heavily recruited out of high school. He was even homeless when he was in high school in the Houston area. Went to a junior college, then Marquette, now in the NBA. So he played his freshman year at a junior college, which I think humbled him just a bit, but maybe gave him that work ethic that is so much, Greg, a part of his game now.
And Kevin, the talent was there. And most of all, as we see how he dealt with adversity, the heart was there. He blocked out the distractions, and finally transferred to a major college and worked his way into becoming a first-round pick.
Mirotic against Jackson. Here's Baylor. Outside for Jackson. He dishes it to Anthony. Johnson with a screen on Brooks. Here's Baylor, and he jams it with authority.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Excellent team play there on the pick, and then he ripped it down.
Now here's Gasol. 17 points for him last game against the Nets in Brooklyn.
You know, they've built their lead here by doing all the little things well.
And one of those little things, Clark, has been rebounding. They've come out and taken complete control of that glass.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation. The Pistons have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12. And so he hits the technical free throw.
And really, the Bulls weathered a lot of injuries last season and still had a good showing in the East. Came away with the 3 seed when many thought they would sink down after missing so many games from key players.
Baylor dishes to Jackson. Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. Bulls trail by 9. Brooks with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Baylor on the double team. Mirotic passes to Butler. No good. He's missed 3, and he's made 4 of his 7. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Williams a screen. Anthony kicks to Jackson. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Anthony. Takes a 3. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Anthony's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And the Bulls did end up with the 3rd seed in the East. 33 of their 50 wins last year, Clark, coming in the Eastern Conference.
But it wasn't an even distribution of those wins for the Bulls. Against their own division in the Southeast, they played .500 basketball. They got their good in-conference record from feasting on the Atlantic teams, taking 16 wins in 18 games against that division.
Brooks dishes to Gasol. Baylor with the steal. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
And here we get a chance to check out the story on Jimmy Butler. He's coming off an excellent season. 10th in steals, and he ranked in the top 15 in points per game. One of the league's premier offensive threats.
And top 10 in steals, as you said last year. Always a threat to cause a turnover.
Dandridge, he's checked in for Baylor.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. There's a glaring discrepancy between these teams in that area of the game.
And it's been the difference. That's what's enabled them to build such a big lead, no doubt about it.
Now, here is Mirotic. 6 points for him. That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from Jimmy Butler. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Jackson against Mirotic. Outside Jackson. It's tipped. Just 5 on the clock. Williams passes to Jackson. Fires from deep. The rebound by Gibson. Mirotic has a wide open look. And that one goes long. And so that brings the first half to a close. Pistons lead by 10. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here for the new season ahead?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Great to have you back, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you for the great interview, Doris. We'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves in the first period. The most they trailed by was 5. In the second quarter, they imposed their will on the game and built a 10-point lead at the half. And if things continue to go the same way after the break, they're threatening to run away with this one. Taking a look at the Pistons, Shaq, what did you think?
The area where they impressed me the most has been on the boards. When the shot's gone up, everybody goes for it. It's just a matter of maintaining that energy, playing with that same kind of aggression in the final 2 quarters.
And now, Kenny, let's get your opinion on the Bulls.
I look at the lack of free throw attempts as a key indicator. Because the funny thing about getting to the charity stripe, you have to earn it. You have to put your body in harm's way and be physically willing to take the hit. Right now, one team's playing aggressively and the other team isn't. That's the big difference in the score.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments.
Well, some really terrific numbers for Iverson. He's got 11 points, and he has been the definition of a thief with all those steals.
And Clark, defensively, he has played this game just so intelligently. I mean, he hasn't let them get away with